I'm Piss 4400. Welcome to another Piss 4400 think tank slash wee hour version of myself doing a video at 2:51 in the morning. I want to start off by addressing some things that are on my mind. I talked about someone so much, but I'm not trying to really attack him, like make fun of him. You know what I'm saying? But just speaking the truth. That's what's really on my mind. So, I want to talk about myself first. I mentioned a story in the last part of this recent video I put on the other day that I did a project involving a game system. I'm going to probably tell you what it is. It involved the Sega Genesis system, and painted it white, shown it on the video game forums, and I had people that were criticizing my paint job, and I would be just like George, get offended at every little thing, nitwit, that someone said, and when there were actually people that wanted to help me, as well as criticizing me. There were folks that were getting ready to give me suggestions, tell me exactly what to do on how to actually custom paint a game system or anything. And I rejected those people, and I said, you guys are full of shit. This is the best I could do. You guys make a big deal out of nothing. When really I know in my mind that I could have did better. But at that time, I didn't care for that criticism. I cared about selling it at the time. Not looking into specific of what I exactly did on this Genesis system, because it was something a little more than just a paint job I did. But anyway, it was the paint job that started it, and I was a douchebag, just going and saying to every little person, fuck you, all this stuff, or just, reporting every post on my thread to moderators saying that these people are doing this and saying that, and bullying me with this and bullying me with that, when really there were folks that were trying to help me. Now, I wasn't really cocky or arrogant about my paint job, as opposed to what Gorgeous George is to his show, but I was more or less didn't expect the attack and was kind of hurt by it and uncomfortable, and I felt that people were unreasonable, but I wasn't paying good attention to what I was doing. And those 5 years ago, I did, they banned me from the video game site because I sent them too many reports, which was me reporting every user on that forum as far as my thread. Then I came back after like a week. Then I started bashing people that were really attacking me about my paint job. Just standing up for myself and getting them back, sort of. And that's when I was banned completely. And when I contacted the owner of that forums, I remember the things he told me. That one, you need to have a little professionalism regarding criticisms. Two, the internet and places alone is not a happy-dappy sort of situation. And I took his comments as a bit rude, unprofessional, and just the fact that he was an idiot, which to me he is to a level, to a certain level, but up to this point that I'm speaking of, he was in the right with everything regarding that post. And but since then I had I regret it, because not in a way that I would lose help in learning how to paint something right or do any kind of mod or any kind of thing, but in a way that my own self, in being sort of similar to this man by the name of Mr. Yarrett, and it really bothered me. Not bothered me that much, but comparing Gorgeous George and watching some of his videos and his shows to that 5 years ago event with myself, it really boils down to the fact that it bothered me, because there were people that wanted to help me, but they clearly said I refuse to help this person because, one, he gets mad on every little thing, and two, I don't want nothing to do with him because of principles. And I didn't want nothing to do with them at that time because I thought they were complete douchebags. But when I found out, when I looked at myself in the mirror, and this is a step that I think everybody should do, look at themselves in the mirror before you go ahead and judge other people. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, mirror, mirror on the wall, what is overall? And these are the things that came in my motherfucking mind, that I was wrong for being a jackass on my thread, on this one post, on this thread, on this one site. And although the people still wasn't as nice, but the way I took at it was exactly the same as George Yarrett would do with phone calls on his TV show. Now, if some of you were ever signed up or knew about this website that involves video games and actually knew who I am, which I did not have a PISS 4400, I had a username, and I didn't even have a YouTube channel back then where I was doing videos. But anyway, if anyone knew who I was at that site, they would not like me because of some of the reactions I made regarding the criticism about that paint job. And I had to admit that paint job was crappy, but I knew by my conscious mind it was the best I could do. And so I told people, I said, what the hell is a big deal? And I explained in detail. And there were many people that kept criticizing me more, which ignored me. And more so. And as the day went on, I just said, fuck all you guys. There was a character in particular, I kind of made fun of his brother, sort of, something to do with him being in the military, and I kind of made a gesture to insult him because he was insulting my paint job. And I remember what I did, and that was something that, and I thought about the things that George would say in his videos as well as on the shows or radios. I said, this is exactly the stuff that I kind of used to do on this one subject, and it basically it was me being banned from that site, and then continuing to make accounts on that site at that time, and was getting the same users that I had the last time when I had that account. And the people were mad at me where they didn't want to help me, but yet they had the time to attack me simply because of that very first last post regarding the paint job of the system that I done. And the people just got hurt over my insults to them when they was trying to help me. And I think about it, and I say, in the ways of social interaction, in the ways of dealing with people, in the ways of handling public, you make mistakes. It's okay. But the worst part about making a mistake is when you don't look at it in its performance and not learn of it. I'm okay for making the mistakes that I made because I learned from it. I learned a lesson. Now, if someone like Gorgeous George would have been on the internet forums, and let's say he wanted to promote his little show and radio show online, for instance, and was getting the same kind of criticisms of people wanting to help him and suggest him things like Dave was trying to do with terms of people telling me you can change a shell on the Genesis system and put a brand new shell on, or just things like, if you're going to paint something, look at a tutorial or somebody on here can help you or something, which I took those as insults at the time, and my point is that George would have had the same issue, not with a game system, but regarding his shows, which he already has it. But just make an example, like say if you promoted a show on the forums recently or now, it would have been the same result.